Hello everyone, good morning and good evening. My name is Imran. I'll be taking your demo and would be taking this DevOps class for you. If you have not registered on DevOps Online Hub, hurry up, do it quickly because this is the last free batch. So we give you the 1 year access on the portal and one free online batch. So this is the last DevOps batch. If you have not subscribe it. Or if you have your friends who want to subscribe and wanted a free batch, also free online batch, which is this one. So this is the last chance, okay? Because you already have completed other batches, your batch is getting delayed because it's already free batches running, okay? So yeah, that's what I wanted to say before I begin. So let's go down. Okay, so now I assume you would like to take my class, DevOps, Decoding DevOps class as a free batch. So we will understand today what is DevOps, why you should get into this, um, why there is so much hype in the market about DevOps, and at the end I'll take some questions from you. Okay. So as the introduction says, from dev to ops, so I have to explain you everything from development till operations to give you a clear picture about complete DevOps. So one thing, please get clear in your mind, is DevOps is going to be a long journey. Okay, it's not only about just the course that you would be doing. I'm not talking about the course will be long, not about that, about your DevOps journey. DevOps is not just a technology which you can learn and you can think of getting a job and then you work on that technology. DevOps, when you work in a DevOps domain, it's a symphony of technology. Okay, there will be multiple technologies working together. You have to make it working together. That's what your job is going to be in the DevOps. It's very interesting. It's continuously changing field. It's very interesting. It's not same bore and mundane command you'd be entering again and again, or same kind of code you'd be writing. No, things keeps changing. You have to be up on your toes. You have to keep looking at new upcoming updates, tools and technologies, and I will help you understand how you can be uh, updated as per the market, as the course also gets updated as per the market. When I started DevOps course, it was different what it is today. It gets updated as per the time and requirement. So it's going to be a longer journey, but you have to take that first step, and I assume you have taken that first step today, which is the most important thing. Okay, I learn any tool, any technology. uh, for me, the most difficult thing is that the first step. Okay, when you take the first step, the all the other steps falls automatically. You just have to be consistent. Okay, I see in the demo there'll be a lot of people, then first class there'll be, yes, good number of people, then they start getting, the numbers start getting less. It's not because I'm boring. Okay, the course is going to be very interesting. It's about the consistency. Okay, people like, today I have done this much, tomorrow I won't be able to do, probably in the weekend I will do, and things gets difficult and more difficult if you don't practice. So you have to be consistent in this entire course. Everything is going to be based on whatever we're going to do today will be based on what we did yesterday, like that. Okay, so it's going to be building block. So you have to be consistent and everything will work out. If you are not consistent, then things will not work out. Yes, good morning, good morning, so many times good morning. So you must have heard about me, Imran Teli. I'm a DevOps architect and consultant. So my I work in two areas actually more now. I'm a consultant, an architect. I design and implement and help organization set up DevOps platform. That's my job. The other job that I have is, which I love to do, is share my knowledge, what I gather. I work in a project, I get some knowledge, not some lot of knowledge, and on a tool, on a technology, on a process, so that I try to share with people, because I know when you get into real time, it's going to be about the real work experience that matters, and not a document or a tool or technology that you have learned. Okay, that matters more. Everything falls into places. But point is, you should know the tools and technologies, then only it can fall into its right place, right? So I do this work. train and I consult. So I'm a Red Hat certified architect. I'm a certified professional in Ansible, Puppet, OpenShift, ClusterFS, OpenStack. So these are from infrastructure to automation. I'm certified in all areas, a true professional. In AWS SysOps, also doing AWS DevOps now. Also in my distance past, I have done RHC, VCP, VMware certification, and Python certifications. So these are like the certificate one that I'm showing you over here. There are not many technologies that you're going to learn in this course, and I have mastered in my experience. So that's about me. Now, as I told you, DevOps can be
Hi Imran, I lost.
please mute yourself.
Hi Imran, I cannot hear you.
Can everyone hear me?
Your voice is
No,
too low now.
your voice is too low.
Yes,
Your voice
exactly.
is
For
too low.
me, initially it was good
It's for
actually.
all, I guess. For all, your voice is too low.
Okay, hold on, hold on.
Still can't hear you.
Okay, how about now? Is it good now?
Perfect now.
Yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
So I have this recorder, right? So when I connect recorder to this, the recorder volume automatically goes down sometimes from the system. So thanks for reminding that. So as I was saying, so please mute yourself now. Okay. So software life cycle we are going to talk about first. If you want to understand DevOps, you have to understand also the development and also the operations. If you are from an operations background, you will thoroughly enjoy this. If you are from a development background, you'll already know this, the development, what all happens in software life cycle. If you don't know both, you're still invited. You can still learn and understand what is DevOps. See, don't just try to learn tool and by heart commands. That's not how you will succeed in DevOps. Understanding the process and then using a tool to solve a problem in a process. That's going to be your job. Not just if you have mastered one technology like Ansible or Jenkins or AWS, anything, and you are invited in a DevOps project, you will be really confused and really scared of how to implement and where to implement your technology. But if you know the process, okay, you would be able to do it. So in this entire course, you would be not just learning a tool, we will be seeing how to implement it into the real world. Where does it fit in? So to understand that complete process, we have to understand first the development part, how the development works, and then we'll go to operations part. So software lifecycle is a process where you have an idea. From an idea, the software is created. Okay, so we'll talk about the complete life cycle. Now, let's think about a product. Probably you must be having something in your mind, okay, that this could be a good product in the market, probably a mobile app or some website or something like that, or some software on computers. So that's a great idea, right? Always you have great ideas in your mind, but then comes implementing those ideas. You won't be able to implement because you're not capable of programming. If you're capable of that, probably you're not capable of designing. There are so many things that comes into play. So think about any great idea, okay, and probably an app, okay. So you have a great idea, you have an app in your mind, and you think that you can make a lot of money with that, okay. So now the next part, now you have decided that you're going to go forward. You have the backup of all the finance and money and everything. Now you need, either you need a team which can create that app for you and distribute that app, okay, create and deliver the app, Either you need to have a team, or there are already organizations like that, software consulting firms, who take your idea, develop a product, and then deliver it into the market. Okay, so either way, you'd be either approaching a software consulting firm, or you'd be setting up your own team. So let's say you approached a software consulting firm saying that this is the idea. Now they will, in the first step, the organization will take the requirement. Okay, there will be business analyst, and there will be these people who will be taking the requirement from you. Okay, requirement will be list of features in a product. Probably you'll be talking, my product will have this feature, that feature, it will have a chatting feature, notification feature, and then user can comment here, user can do this, user can post photos. Okay, like that. What user will need, all of that analysis will be done by them. Then they'll develop the user requirement. Okay, it will be properly thoroughly documented by them. They'll be using some specialized tools, and there'll be special the true professional in that area to gather the requirement. They just keep asking you a question, you keep answering. Okay, and they will do all the analysis on the entire requirement, and they will create a detailed functional document, requirement document. Okay, detailed document. These document will be helpful for architect and designer to understand and design the product. So this will be the first step. The next step will be designing. Of course, you must have heard about architects. Okay, one of the highly paid people in the industry, and not so disposable like other engineers or managers or anyone. Okay, architects will have a long experience in whatever technologies and areas they are working. They know how to understand they'll know, from the requirement they can design the product, like an architect of a house or a building. Okay, if you are building your house, you will go to an architect and you will talk about your requirement. The architects and other people will note down, and then they'll create a design of your house, right? Exterior, interior, everything. So like that, these architects of the software will design the product, and they will decide, about the languages, technologies, people, and so many things will be decided in this area, and they will create design documents. Okay, nice architectural documents. Now those architecture document and those other documents that they have will be very helpful for the developers to create the product. The product is still on paper now. Okay, it is not yet created. Like an architectural design is just on a paper. Then someone will take those architectural design and start creating it. So in the third step, the developers, by understanding all the requirement and architectural designs, then their step will be to write the code for the product. But before that, they need to set up the systems. So they will need the help of the operations team here, like system admins and other IT team, to set up the systems. Once the systems are set up, they will start coding, compiling, okay, writing the code, compiling the code, and then preparing test files, testing, the code, whether it works or not, and creating and testing also databases. Product may need a database also where the information will be stored. So all this work will be done in the development phase. Even the DB developer will be working in this area. Okay, they'll be setting up databases and creating the designs, DB designs and all. So this is the main phase, or main step where the work gets done. Okay, on the ground. Someone is just keep on joining and rejoining. I know I hear this blink, blink, blink. Who is that? Someone is having bad internet. So now, once the product is ready or part of the product is ready, then in step 4, the product will be tested. Product's functionality, load test will be done. How much load this product can handle if you have 10,000 user, million user, okay, 10 million users. So where it will be, how it will respond. All right. So load test, performance test, and data test, all those tests will be done. These tests will be done by software testers, okay, also called as QA, quality assurance team. they'll be doing testing, right? You must have heard about software testing, right? So there'll be manual automated testing which will test the product or its features or a part of the product. Then in step 5, once it checks out fine, everything is good, then it comes to the step 5 where the operations team will be implementing, setting up servers, storage and databases, and take the product and implement on the infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure is a word in general we use when we talk about servers, storage, network, databases combined. Okay, from operations point of view, which are the things that will be required to implement the product. Okay, when you use any mobile app or any website, these website or this mobile app, they're implemented somewhere in the world in some data center. Okay, and there will be some servers, there'll be storage, okay, there'll be databases that will, you know, host your product which you are accessing, right? So that's implementation. Then comes the maintenance phase. In the maintenance phase, there will be a balance. Operations team will be doing maintenance, plus you'll have the help. The operations team will have the help of developers also whenever it's required. So it's going to be a balance between changes and stability. Product keeps getting updated, developer keep giving new code, and that has to be implemented. And when the developers, when the operations team deploy that new patch or new code to the production system, then its stability can get compromised. Okay, system downtime and all those things will be there. But yeah, and stability is a very important thing. You don't want to use any app or a product that is not stable, that keeps going down. But changes are also important, because if you don't be update, you know, if you're not updated, your product is not updated as per the market demand, then you can go out of business very quickly. So maintenance is a balance between changes and stability. Okay, very crucial things. Okay, this is where you can make a business or lose the business. No matter how good your product or features you have, but if your product is not stable, you may lose the business. Or if you're not getting updated as per the market demand, you lose the business. Okay, so this is an ongoing process. So let's see it in a cyclic view. You have requirement. Okay, the software consulting firm takes the requirement gathering is done, then the planning is done. Okay, planning as in the designing, architecting. In the development phase, the product is created, then the product is tested, then it is deployed to servers. Again, there will be some more tests, and then it will be maintained. Okay, so this is the software development life cycle. Okay, but so that was a quick overview, right? There are so many things that happen in there when we talk about testing and deploy. Okay, before the testing, you need to deploy the system, or to deploy the code in some system, and then the deployment, this is the production deployment. So before the product goes into the production, before it is deployed in the production, there are so many things that happens which is of our great interest. So build and deploy process, where developers code is taken and we create a software from that code. That build phase, in this, from the code the software is created, like, you know, executable files or jar files, var files or apk files, okay, or whatever server understand, that kind of files, software is created from the code. Okay, that process is called as build process. So there will be a build server that will take the developer's code, build it and deploy it to the test system, developers test environment. Okay, out of all that build, these builds will be from different code. One will be selected, okay, to go into staging environment or testing environment. Okay, that particular build will be sent to the staging or testing environment, where there will be more testing done on the function, on the load, user requirement, different feedbacks will be collected. Okay, if everything checks out fine in the staging environment, then it goes to productions, or else no, we take another build. Okay, we take another build that goes to the staging. Again, it is tested. When it checks out fine, everything is good, then it is deployed to the production system. So there is a release cycle, we call it. Okay, release cycle, where from the code the product is created, the software is created, it is deployed to different systems, tested, when everything checks out fine, then only it will go to production. Okay. Also build and release cycle, it is called as release management also it is called. And this is just an overview of it. Okay, there are so many things that happens over there. Just quickly showing you. Okay, it's deployed to developer environment. If it's good, that is selected to go to staging environment. If that is good, it goes to the production environment. Now, if you're wondering what is this environment, if you never heard about it, if you're from a background where you don't know about environments, what are these, then let me tell you. As of now, understand environment, just some set of servers. Okay, a set of or an infrastructure. Production environment means where the actual product is living, where the users are using it, like you're using Facebook or Instagram. So it is coming from production environment of Facebook if you're using Facebook. Okay, but they would be having staging environment where the things are getting tested before they give you a new feature. They will test it in different servers. Okay, staging, testing, and development environment. So there'll be different environments, and different team are going to own them. Okay, like development environment will be owned by the developer, staging, testing environment will be owned by the testers. Okay, like that. So that's build and release deployment, but not everything goes as per the plan. Okay, even after so many tests and everything, when it is deployed to the production, things fail. Okay, and there are several reasons why it fails. But the problem is not whether it fails or not. The problem is who to blame when it fails. The code was written by the developer, it was tested in development machine. So developer will say, oh, we have given you the right code. It worked on the testing environment. When everything, all the test checks out fine, the tester will say we tested it properly, so it's not our problem. So then it comes to the operations team. Operations team has deployed it on production. And blame comes on operations team. Operation team will say we followed exactly what you said. These are the steps that we followed. Okay, still it is not working. So now who to blame? Right? So anyways, developers are not going to take responsibility if something fails in production. Okay, so nice picture, right? Got it from my friend. So there are a lot of production deployment issues that comes. Okay, when we deploy the system into the production, issues comes even though you have tested everything. The reason why issues come, there could be several reasons. I've just jotted down few reasons. Okay, but very important reasons why things fail in production even if it's tested. So see, operation team is going to deploy the software with the possibility that whatever was working in development environment will work in production. Okay, that's the possibility, right? If it worked in development, will work in production. Now the problem is these two environments, or all these environments are different. Okay, they have different data, they have different kind of storage, they have different kind of network, they have different kind of security, network security, different kinds of firewalls. Okay, so they are not periodically in sync. You will ask why they are different. Why don't you create the same environment, right? It's about the money cost. See, production environment will be designed to be very robust, highly available, scalable. Okay, so it doesn't go down, and it's stable and it's fast. But that comes with heavy cost. You need more servers, more storage, better network. You can't have exactly same environment in staging, and at least not exactly same, but you can still create similar environment, but not exactly same. If you try to do the same in staging and dev environment, then it will be very expensive. Okay, infrastructure cost, and it won't be used that much. Okay, but and also people tend to implement in staging and dev environment things on just one server, do everything. In production, it's very well distributed environment. Okay, but to save cost, they will just do it in one server. Okay, quickly get things done, and that's actually the main reason why they are not in sync. Okay, so there could be different firewall port open, there could be different version of the softwares. Okay, there could be a different Python version than in production. There are chances where software versions are different. Okay, so because of this is also a very big reason where the deployment fails in production. And the other thing is the new development tools and technology and the processes like Agile, Scrum, Kanban, all those things. Because of this, the development has become very fast. Okay, the new tools, new libraries, frameworks are making the development very fast. Okay, the development is happening very quick, but operations team are not able to cope up with this frequent changes. They need to keep deploying the code again and again. See, operations team main responsibility is stability. They want stability. So every time deploying new code, okay, compromises those things, and there are human errors. People make mistakes. Because of those things also, deployment fails in production. Production server needs more, some tweaking, some changes, like firewall rules need to be changed, some package needs to be upgraded, some database security or table schemas needs to be changed, and not everything is considered. If the transition is poor, the problem is actually poor transition. The developer will do something on their system and today and tomorrow, and then after a week they are going to write a new code. So whatever changes they made in their local system, that needs to be conveyed to the operations team also, so they can do the same in the production machine. Those things are not conveyed, they're poor transition, and because of these things, the deployment fail. Okay, actually the main problem is poor transition, a different environment. So, and most of the places the build and deployment are manual, because you will say no, we have automated it. Okay, we have automated this process, that process. But see, the problem is here there are different teams. Okay, development teams have different work, testers different staging, there will be some different set of team, there will be build and release team also, then there will be production team also, different team. Okay, and they're different process, but they have to be connected. All right, so one team will do their own work manually or automated, the other team will do their own work, it's not connected properly. Okay, so it's anyways a manual build and deployment process. And because of that, because of the manual deployments are first of all slow, and there are chances of errors. Wherever there are humans, there are chances of mistake. We are designed to make mistakes, right? But out of mistakes so many things come, beautiful things comes out, right? But here there are no scope of making mistake, but we make mistake. Okay, a lot of people working, someone will make mistake. Because of that, things may fail. The inconsistent environment, we talked about it. Okay, if something fails, I can't repeat exactly the same thing. Why it failed, to understand it, it takes a lot of time to repeat the same thing. Okay, and manual process needs a lot of documentation. I personally hate those things. Okay, a lot of run books and all, lot of things, a lot of reading has to be done in the time of deployment. And because of these problems, product are getting late. Okay, their delivery date gets delayed. Okay, and because of that, this cost that comes on the organization or on the customer head. Okay, so these are some issues and the problems because of that, these issues. Now let's get into little more detail about development. I talked about development has become fast, right, and getting better, but operation is still slow. So let's understand that point, because that's where our main area is, that's where the problem comes in, that's what we solve. So that when the development start, the developers will be following a software development lifecycle model. Okay, previously, or the traditional model was waterfall model. Okay, still used by some projects and organization, but most of the places this is outdated. So why are we seeing this? Well, we'll see this, we'll understand the problem, and then we'll see why the world has moved to agile. Okay, so that's why we are understanding this. If you're a developer, you already know this will be quite boring to you, but if you are not, then it will be very helpful for you to understand how DevOps evolved. Okay, so waterfall model is like this, everything has to go into phases. Now this may seem like what we explained earlier. Okay, so this works into phases. Once a phase is complete, then only you move to the next phase. So first phase is requirement analysis. When the requirement analysis is completely full, then it goes to the design phase. Now I explained you all this in the previous slides, right? The design phase, everything is designed, completely everything, all the architectural documents, everything is done. Then it moves to development phase. Then the developer will work on the entire code, they will develop everything. When the complete product is ready, or whatever the requirement they have given, product or a part of a product that is completely developed, then only it will be gone to testing. Then the testers will take the product or the part of the product whatever is developed and do the complete testing on that, all the functional test, load test, this test, that test, all the tests will be completed. When everything checks out fine, okay, then it moves to the maintenance phase, right? So this is waterfall model, and it works in phases. A phase has to be complete, then only the next phase starts. Okay, and this may take some time. Let's say 1 month for this, 1 month for this, 3 months for development, 1 month for testing, and then 1 month for maintenance. So how many is that? 1, 2, this is 5, 6, 7, and 6 to 7 months. Now, problems with waterfall model. There are a lot of problems. It doesn't scale well in today's world. One problem is we're doing everything at once. When you're trying to do everything at once, you panic first of all. Okay, that's the other part. But you tend to try to do everything at once. When the issue comes, you won't be able to handle it. Like for example, in testing, you're testing everything. There'll be a lot of bugs, issues, errors, functionality problems will come that will be reported back to the developers. Now this will be very panicky situation where developer will get a lot of bugs and errors and they have to keep fixing it. They have to recode it, add some code, remove some code. Okay, and that may take a very longer time. That will delay the product, right? And yeah, because of that the delivery time is extended. So that's one problem. The other problem is, see, this is taking like, let's say 6 to 7 months to complete the life cycle for a product, a hypothetical number. Okay, it's not the same number every time, it's just some number I'm assuming in my head. 6 to 7 months, let's say 6 months it was supposed to take to complete and deliver the product. But what happened in the testing is, since things were failing, so 1 month more got delayed, so 7 months. Okay, still they were not able to close all the issues, so somehow they patched and they pushed it to the maintenance. So okay, that those things are done. Okay, they push the product into the maintenance, into the production, without completing all the fixing all the bugs and issues that happens. Because of that, a lot of issues comes into the production then, which operation team has to face. So these are some problem. Other problem is, so I told you it took 7 months now, then 8 months now. Now when you had the idea, think about it, you had an idea and it took 8 months for your idea to come into the market. In that 8 months, how many things have changed? People requirement have changed. Nowadays things are moving so fast, right? People are, very user are too much demanding nowadays. Okay, things are getting changed very quickly. So waiting 8 months, your idea was amazing and great and latest when you thought, but after 8 months it's not the great idea, it's not the greatest idea now. Okay, it's an old idea now. Someone else must have already developed that idea, who knows, right? So there is no place where you can inject new ideas. This is the biggest problem with this, which I also personally feel. So there are a lot of issues with the waterfall model. It doesn't scale well in today's world, so world has moved to agile model. Okay, back in 2009 and 10, this model has gained a lot of popularity, where things are not done into phases, they are divided. The So when you go with an idea, I told you you'll explain the list of features in your product. So those list of features are created, jotted down. Okay, out of that complete list of features, all your requirement, let's say you have 50 features and from in a product, and from that first 10 features are taken, and this first 10 feature, they'll say will take a week or 2 weeks to develop and deliver. So on those, only on those 10 features, first they'll plan and develop, evaluate, okay, learn from that, get a feedback, and then go to the next iteration. So now here we are doing it in iteration, first 10, then 10, then 10, like that. You need, so we have 50 features, so you need, let's say, 5 iterations, right? That can go more or less, or more, that can go more than that also sometimes, because of some issues. So here in agile, things work in iteration. So initially there will be a kickoff meeting, and if we talk specifically about Scrum, These iterations are called a sprint. Okay, I'll explain you agile also later. So kickoff meeting, that is the meeting of the project, starting the project start, and then the sprint start, the iteration start. In that sprint or in that iteration, let's say 10 features are taken. Those 10 features will be developed, it will be tested, it will be demonstrated to the customer. Okay, and testing doesn't come just like that. You have to deploy the product on some infrastructure server. Testing is done, then it is deployed to also staging environment where you can demonstrate it to the customer. Customer likes it or not like it. Some feature likes it, some feature don't like. You get the feedback, then you can move to the next iteration. In every iteration, the product is getting tested and getting feedback. If the customer has new idea, that can be implemented in next sprint. How about that? Nice, right? You have place now iteration start sprint planning where you can inject new ideas into the product. So when all the iterations are completed, your product will be already well tested and updated as per the market demand, right? And moreover, you don't need to complete all the iterations. Okay, the planning is done in such a way that, you know, sometimes in 2-3 iterations the product is delivered into the market in production. Okay, and then you get more feedback from the user, and there are more sprints that are happening. So the system is live, the product is live in the market, people are using it, and then the development is also happening to make it better and better. Okay, so that may give you more sprint, but the product will be great, right? So because of this agile methodology, the development has become very fast and quick. Okay, everything is very well defined, very well integrated. Okay, everyone will have their own task and user stories defined, which they'll work. You'll have, it will be time bounded. Okay, you'll have time to complete those things. There'll be daily meetings like this. So product backlog, where, you know, complete list of features. From that will be sprint backlog will be taken. Okay, some features, and the sprint will be completed. The sprint or the iteration will be 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, and there'll be daily stand-up meeting where everyone will talk about what they did yesterday, what they're going to do today, and what are the problems or challenges they are facing. Okay, so it will be very well controlled environment. Everyone will be have their task properly defined, and there will be daily update on those things. You will tell, if you ask me, being DevOps, what is our job here? This seems to be more of a development work. Well, being DevOps, you would be part of the agile team. Okay, you don't just work with them, you are them, you are with them. Okay, you are agile. All right, you are in the agile team. Being DevOps, you don't like, you're not like a system administrator who work in a different team or different place. Okay, you work with this team. Initially this may seem little bit, you know, out of the box, you know, where I am really, but things will, you know, properly will come into its places. You'll start understanding things, and then you will always want to work with this team. Here you work with them, you don't get, you know, like ticket assigned, then you work on it. You know about the product, being a DevOps, how the development is happening, who is doing testing, what is current status of the product, and then what you are going to contribute, how are you going to automate the release management processes and all. Okay, so there is a less chance of poor transition because you're working with them, you're not working in a different team, so there is no transition here. Okay, so DevOps, agile DevOps person is part of agile team. Okay, you have to understand this one. If you're working not in agile team, if you're working in some other team, you are not DevOps. Probably you are a system admin or operations or cloud engineer who knows automation. Okay, now because of, now let's say, you know, there is no DevOps. Okay, there was no DevOps initially, but because of this agile and new frameworks and stuff, their developers have become very fast, and they're doing a lot of deployments. They're sending the request for deployments. So there are just too many deployments that's coming to the operations team, and they're not able to handle it. Operation teams consist of system admins, cloud engineers, virtualization team, okay, security team, all these teams. Okay, so they also have to work together in deploying the product, but just too many deployments, and things will start failing. They won't be able to handle it. So agile has made the development faster, but the operation was still old. Okay, and because of that, this gave rise to conflict between development and operations. Okay, this is already conflict, but there's now more conflict because development are sending too many deployments and operations team are not able to handle it. Development team wants quick change, operation team wants stability. Okay, they're poles apart. So they keep releasing the product and operations team keep complaining. Okay, so it will be like this, continuous fight, like a Tom and Jerry game. Okay, Tom and Jerry, right? Now I take some references. Tom and Jerry is the perfect reference for this one. Okay, Tom and Jerry can't live without each other, but when they are together they keep fighting. So that's the story of development and operations team or everywhere you go. Okay, so now see, because of all this problem, so you understood now problems and all, but because of this problem business is suffering. Okay, no matter how great product you have, if you are not able to deliver it in the market on time, you will not make business. I will give you an analogy before I go to the next phase. Okay, next slide. Think about you want to develop uh, packaged food. Okay, some packaged food you have in your mind. Okay, like probably cup noodles or chips or something like that. Okay, think about your favorite packaged food. By the way, packaged food are not so good for health, but as of now, consider it just an example. So you have an idea and you have great team. You have great people with you who can create this food, packaged food. Let's say chips. Let's take example of chips, very popular one. Okay, chips. You have tested it. It's great in taste. You have tested this in the market also. People liked it and loved it. Now you set up world's best plant. Okay, which can automatically take the potatoes. Hey, do you watch this shows in Discovery and Nat Geo? This comes food. What is that? See, I have very bad memory nowadays. Huh? Where they show you how
Food tech,
uh,
food tech,
food
food
tech,
tech.
food tech, food tech, and there's one more actually, right? With this fat guy, he keeps eating everything. That's food tech only, right? That's an amazing show. You should watch. You'll see the automation there. The plant automatically takes the raw material like potato, for example. Clean it very well. Automatically makes the slices, fries it, packages it automatically, and then it comes out of the plant. Now the product has to be delivered to the consumer market. So it's loaded into the truck. The truck goes on the road and then probably on ships or planes. Then it goes to the different part of the country or the world. Okay, let's say different part of the country. And when the product comes to the market, actually users are waiting too long for that chips. Okay, they have tasted the first version, they loved it, now they want more. But your delivery process is very poor. Your product is good, your packaging is also amazing. Okay, it's great in taste, but the delivery is very poor. Your logistics team is very bad. Okay, drivers are not good. Roads are not good, pathetic roads. You have so many stopping, and then there's too much traffic when it comes till the consumer market. When it reaches, the users are already tired. Probably they bought some other chips and went home. Okay, and even though you have delivered, now because of poor delivery, your chips are broken. When users are opening the packet, I'm saying user, sorry, consumer are opening the packet, they see broken chips. People don't like broken chips. I personally don't like broken chips. Do you like it? I guess not, even though it gets broken in our, anyways. My point is, your product is good. Okay, it's great in taste. Okay, but it's not coming to the market on time. Even if it's coming broken. So will you make the business? In my view, no. Poor business. Okay, your business may fail also. So where the problem is, the problem is not with the product, the problem is with the delivery. Now with this analogy, I think you must have understood development is as important, or the product is as important as its delivery. If the product is good but delivery is poor, you will still go out of business. Do you agree? Just put your comments in the chat. This is a very important point. Product is great, delivery is poor, right? You love the taste of probably some restaurant, okay? You order food from there, but they're pathetic in delivery. When they deliver, the product is the food is not hot, okay? They deliver late, right? So even though they are great in their taste, but the delivery is poor, so they can go out of business. Okay, so now this is the same problem with the software product. Okay, so developer feels only the product is important, but delivery is also important. Okay, so now the problem is, I told you, being DevOps, you should be working with the agile team. This will solve a lot of problems. Okay, we implemented this so many times. Okay, and this works every time. When people are different places, working in different places, different rooms, different teams, they transition, and transition, wherever there is transition of knowledge or work, there is problem. Trust me, this is my personal you know um, study. Wherever there is a transition between two teams, okay, and this transition is thing that gets, that create problem. I like people working together, sitting in one room. They get things more done better than they're sitting in different rooms. Okay, it's like that. So the solution is, you have to bridge the gap between development and operations team. Okay, you transition it, that I have done with my code, build and release, will build the code, give it to the testers, tester will test it, tester will then say, okay, it is good or bad. Based on that, it will go to the production. Then operations team will take that, with all that information, will deploy to the production, and things start failing. So transition, if you have communication between development and operations, ops understand the development, dev understand the ops, then they will be start collaborating with each other, working with each other, with not only working with, collaborating with the tools also. One popular example is Jenkins. It's a tool. It's a nice collaboration tool. Okay, really, to be very frank with you, people say it's a continuous integration tool. It's actually nice collaboration tool. That's one example of it. Developers can use it, operations can use it. Okay, and they can connect so many tools together with those things, integrate those tools and technologies and your work. I say people work in different teams and they do their own manual or automation work, but that has to be connected together. Okay, we have to avoid manual intervention. Everything has to be integrated. Okay, your complete logistics. Okay, there has to be one logistics team who can take your product and deliver to the consumer market. But if you don't have a logistics team, you'll be depending on the truck separately, driver separately, then the toll separately, then so many things are there, right? Storage separately. It's a big headache. If you have a logistics team that takes care of everything, it will be completely like an automated process where the product comes out and gets delivered to the market. Okay, so this is DevOps workflow in brief. You understood agile, I hope. So in agile, it works in iteration. You plan, you code, and then you build it. Okay, that's agile. Plan, code, build, continuous process. But now when the product is built, you can also test it also. If you automatically test the product, that's just the code. Okay, it is not deployed to any server. It is called as continuous integration. After the build, test the code. Okay, there are some testing process which I'll explain you later. That is called as continuous integration. Okay, an automated process. But now when you have a tested product, now you have to deploy it or release it. The word will be release here, actually release it into development environment, staging environment, testing environment. Okay, not production, till production. So automatically you deliver the product to these different environments and run few more tests. That is called as continuous delivery. But if you automatically deploy to the production also and then operate, then that is DevOps. And I'm talking about here automated process. Okay, code, of course, code is code created, and build and test is automated. Then that's continuous integration. Every time the developer makes a code change, build and test it. Okay, and then once the testing is done, also deploy to different environment for further testing. Okay, staging environment, queue environment. If that delivery is also done automatically, that's called as continuous delivery. If it's also automatically deployed to production, here deploy means production, okay? Deployed to production and then operated, this is called as DevOps. It's called as DevOps because here you have requirement from development to operation. Every team and every tool and technology has to be integrated. It's not just operations team would be working and doing automation. There's development work also. Okay, the build, test, this is development area, not talking about coding. Okay, build and test. Okay, so DevOps has to be it's the complete integrated process. All the teams will be integrated together. This is the better view of it. DevOps lifecycle. Okay, now here I've tried to put some pictures also in this document, in this diagram, to the pictures of tools, so you can understand it where the tools fits in, because as that's on paper, this is also on paper, but with what tools we are going to use. Like, okay, just take a moment. Okay, 2 minutes I give you, 2 to 3 minutes, read it, read everything, read all the tools, and then I will unmute myself and start talking. Okay, go through this. Wait, what is it meaning? uh, you can't hear me because I kept myself on mute. I told you. I think you're joining now. Okay, gone through the image. So let me talk about it now. Okay. So see, first of all, understand that this is what you're going to do. This is what you have to achieve. Okay. And because of this, you implement a lot of tools and technologies. All right. Either if you're lucky, you would be working in this entire process, or in the beginning at least, you'd be working in some part of this, some place of it. Okay. So when the developer writes the code, okay, and we're talking about agile process now. Okay, developer writes the code and push the code So developer will be daily writing the code and pushing it to one centralized place, which is called as version control system. One example is Git. Git is a version control system where developers will keep their code, and later we will also use it to keep our code also. So the code is kept over there. As soon as there is a code change, there will be already code you make. The developer makes a code change. There will be tools like Jenkins, which will automatically fetch the code, run some tests, unit test that I will explain you later, and build artifact. As of now, understand artifact means software only. Okay, from the code creating the software. Okay, this artifact build has to be done by using some tools like Maven, which is a Java build tool. If you have Java code, this Maven, or depends what code you're using. Just taken some example. If you're creating Docker images, Dockerizing the app, you'll be building a Docker image also here. Then once the product is created, either an artifact or Docker image, then it will be stored into repositories. It will be versioned. So developer will keep making the code change every day or multiple times in a day. And every time the developer makes a code change, this process repeats. Okay. So every time you should have a new version to your software, like you have software versions, right? Now this version will be much more in detail, probably like a timestamp. So it is versioned, then it will be not kept in Jenkins, it will be stored into some repository like Nexus, or there are other like JFrog Artifactory, or let's say S3 bucket or some storage. It will be stored. This process is called as continuous integration. And again, we have more steps in this. This is again in brief. Okay, run unit test. There are more other kinds of tests also. Okay, I will explain you those tests. And this is not software testing yet. Okay, there is no software testing in continuous integration. Okay, it comes after the continuous integration. When you deploy the product to some server, then you can run your software test cases. Once this is done, the software is versioned and stored. The next phase is you will be deploying it to some environment like development, testers, QA environment, staging environment, right? Before the production. So if the environment is not there, you can provision the environment. Nowadays you have, you can automatically provision the environment, run the test cases and destroy them also. Like if you have cloud computing, like AWS or any cloud computing, you can automatically provision the environment, run your test and then delete it also. That also can be done. Or if you have static environment, physical environment. Anyways, you need an environment where you will deploy your build that is stored over here. Okay, on the storage, be deployed into different servers, different environment by using automation tools like Ansible, Puppet, or Chef, or old style scripting. So you need some automation tool which can log into this server's operating system and do the deployment, restart services, change configuration, all of that. Okay, once that is done one by one, it will be deployed in dev, QA, staging, and then in production. And there will be also load and functional test executed in QA environments, or sometimes also in staging environments. Okay, these will be the software testers scripts, automation script that has to be executed. Now this entire process has to be connected together, stitched together. Okay, or like a puzzle, you connect all the pieces together. So when the developer push the code to the Git, automatically this entire process gets kicked in, okay, one after the other, and the product goes to production. So if it's deployed till staging, then this is called as continuous delivery. Okay, now focus on the words. From push code to store artifact, this is continuous integration. If you're delivering it till staging and running test automation and all, this is called as continuous delivery. But if it's also automatically deployed to production without any approval, it will be pre-approved, okay? Then it will be called as continuous deployment. Continuous deployment means it's automatically getting deployed to production also, which is not there in so many organizations. Automatic continuous delivery is achievable, but production is a problem of approval actually. Okay, but if you have a robust continuous delivery pipeline, then there are chances that organizations will approve the production continuous deployment also. Okay, which is the handful of organization like Google, Amazon. Okay, these are the organizations where you have continuous deployment. Okay, so understand this process, and this is where you have to work on. Okay, maybe you must be expert in one area or none of the area. Don't worry, even if you're experienced in one area, then you should also know how to connect it to other tools and technology. That's important. That's DevOps. DevOps is not just automation, it's a symphony of all the automations. Okay, orchestration is the word actually. This is orchestration, combination of lot of automation tools and technologies together. The word is also used as one-click deployment, where developer don't need to do any transition or anything. Developer done just pushes the code, things, or click a button, and it doesn't need to create a ticket and do, talk to the operations team about, delivery. They themselves are delivering it to production automatically, because you already placed that system in place, that DevOps lifecycle. Okay, so now there is no barrier, but it's not so easy as it looks. Does it look easy?
No, it doesn't.
Yes sir. Even if it's looking easy, it's not. And I'm not talking about technological challenge over here. I'm not saying the tools are difficult to understand. Trust me, tools is the easiest part in DevOps. Okay, you can learn a tool yourself and you can, do automation. But the problem comes in the integrating with different teams. That's the biggest problem. Different tools, that's the problem. Okay, so you can go through the course content to see how many tools are covered. Okay, so DevOps really cannot be defined. There is no such definition of DevOps, but if you're still looking for definitions, this is the definition that I personally like, and I keep telling people that this sentence again and again, that this is the definition that I personally like. Because see, there is no actual definition of DevOps, to be frank with you. Okay, you don't worry about the definition, you focus on the objective. Your objective is delivery. You are logistics for software. Okay, you are logistics for the development team. You make sure whenever the code is ready, it gets delivered to the production system automatically, safely, and without any human intervention. This is your job, being DevOps. Okay, so what's DevOps? DevOps is the philosophy of combining or unifying development and operations at culture, practice, and tools level. So culture is the agile culture. We are now no more a separate people. We work in agile, so we follow the agile culture. Our practices are integrated, okay, and also the tools, of course. And why are we doing this? So we can deliver the product or changes quickly to production. All right, so this is by far the best definition I personally feel, but if you find any other definition, you can put it in the Facebook group also. Okay, so to achieve all those things, you need to have some skill set. Okay, so these are the skill set that I personally feel that is right for a DevOps engineer or an architect or a consultant to have. Okay, should have great systems, good systems knowledge. Okay, operating systems, how they work, software installation, configuration changes, and stuff like that. A complete an overview of infrastructural knowledge, storage, network, databases, how they work together, how they're connected together, how the complete infrastructure is laid out, so you can deploy your product on that. That we will learn through our own personal product profile. You need to have cloud computing skills. Now this is like a mandatory thing for DevOps in today's world. It was not there previously. Like even if I talk about 2 years back, cloud computing was not a mandatory skill for DevOps. If no good, if don't know, it's fine. Okay, it was all about automation, but now it's like a default. They're thinking that if you're DevOps, you know the cloud. Okay, and there is a reason behind it. It's because, see, cloud gives you APIs and SDKs. With that, you can automate the infrastructure also. And when it comes to automation, you'd be the first choice. Okay, So cloud computing skills are necessary or mandatory, and that's why you will see this course as not only DevOps course, but it's a cloud computing and DevOps course combined together. Development SDLC knowledge, software development lifecycle, how they are working, their agile, Scrum, Sprint, all those knowledge. Build and release automation, you should be able to automate the continuous integration process. And I specifically jotted down this point because see, there are people from the operations background, like me personally, I'm from operations background, but I was also like doing some coding also. So we are very good in systems and automating the systems. But when it comes to development side, like, build and release and nexus and repository, you're poor in this area. Okay, but that's not allowed. If you're a DevOps, you need to be getting good at this one also. And this is very easy part actually. Okay, continuous integration. Automation of operating system task, because everything are getting deployed to the on the operating systems most of the time. So you need to be able to automate operating system related tasks by using automation tools like Ansible, Puppet, Chef, scripts, Bash script, Python script, like that. And you need to be able to orchestrate the complete continuous delivery process. Okay, not just automation, but complete orchestration, which the DevOps lifecycle I'm talking about. Okay, you should also have knowledge of network and security, because when you're on cloud computing, there's a lot of things that you need yourself or automate yourself on the network side and security side. So you should be having nice fundamental knowledge at least on that. And of course, containerization. Today, the world is moving to the containers world, where the apps services are containerized or dockerized, should I say, nowadays. So by using Docker, you containerize or Dockerize the app, and then you can directly deploy that on the production system and dev and staging anywhere you want. Okay, there's no prerequisite done. So this is also been taken very much in detail now in our course, containerization. We have our own product which we'll use to deploy all those things. So we'll go to statistics and stuff later. Right. So just give me a moment. I have one document to pull. Okay, this is not what actually I was looking for. This is from some PPT actually. So we have our own vProfile application. It is written in Java. It is a social networking app. Well, it's not really a production app, but it is designed to made as production. It is in-house product only to teach DevOps. I personally have asked the developer to integrate multiple technologies into this, like web service, application service, backend services, database services. So we'll use this product and we will learn different tools and technology and processes in DevOps. Okay, initially we'll learn basics of Linux, and then we'll see how we can manually implement this product on VMs. Then we'll do it on cloud computing. Then we'll use Ansible to automate this entire process. We'll have Jenkins to do the continuous integration process for this product. The point is, you need a product actually to do the DevOps. Without a product, it's you know I don't know how you can really learn DevOps without a product. Okay, you need to have a product. So this product is designed for that. We are coming up with one more product also now, which is going to be which is a Node.js, AngularJS, which is again like an e-commerce site. So we have one more product coming in, and this is only to teach you DevOps. Okay, so you get a real world experience, tools, technology, services, right? how to build the code, what is the code, you will see the code, you can build the code, you can run the unit test, and you can do all of that with this one, right? You don't need to take any sample project or anything. It's designed to be, you know, like how it's done in productions. Okay, so it's the USP of the course. The other thing is I give exercises, what you need to do. So today's exercises, you'll get a link of a book. That's a book that I have written, Decoding DevOps. You have to read its first chapter, this one. Okay, you'll get a link from Google Drive. You will download this book and you'll read its first chapter, and after you're done with that, you will have a crystal clear idea about what is DevOps. Okay, and then once you have this great idea in your mind, then we can start learning the tools. This course is going to be more of a practical course. Okay, you will every day you'll do something amazing, and if you don't do that, then you will have problem tomorrow. So you have to be consistent. I told you initially only, if you really want to become DevOps and really a hardcore DevOps, then you have to be consistent in this course. You have to keep practicing everything. Okay, you'll get all the documents, scripts and commands and everything. Okay, you'll have everything on a silver platter, but it's you who have to get it done, who has to get it done. So today it's going to be reading this first chapter of this book, or even if you have the video access, you can go through it. Tomorrow I'll ask you question in whatever we did in this demo. Not tomorrow, as in when the next class starts. Okay, the class may start in a week or so. Okay, because we have this is a free batch that we have to arrange so many things, so it may take over a week time to start the batch. By the time you can read the book and get familiar with tools and technologies, if you want to learn other things, you can keep learning in this free time. Okay, once this gets started, this is going to be a roller coaster ride. Okay, you won't have much time. Duration of the course is mostly 2 months, I say, but sometimes it gets more than that. And about the course content, you must have got the course content. Let me see if they have forwarded the updated course content. I have included now Terraform also. Okay, and also there is scripting in the course. Bash scripting and Python scripting is there in the course that I actually removed previously, but then I've added it back just because there's no necessity of it in the market, and to understand other tools and technology. In AWS part, we are doing more things now: code commit, code delivery, code pipeline. These things, code build, these are new to services that are used in Route 53. We're also going to understand blue-green deployment, A/B testing, and a few things. These are some new things that I added, okay, in the course. So, you know, just to be, you know, so when you go in real time, you don't have a problem. All right. So our course is going to start with basics of Linux. So if you're already Linux admin or you know Linux, you can skip first 3 to 4 days. Okay, 4 days you can skip. Don't skip the 5th day where I'm going to show you the product also. So I'll tell you when the Linux starts. Okay, first day will be, you know, we'll again talk about the DevOps introduction. We'll start with the Linux. Then few days we'll have Linux, basics of Linux and server administration, and then we are going to learn virtualization, VMs, and automating VM setup. Then we'll go to cloud computing. Okay, and you can go through the course content again very much in detail in the course content. I'm just talking about you how we are going to get started. From very basics we are going to get started. If you have question in your mind, I know you'll have one question in the mind. If you are from a development background, you'll have a question, oh, there'll be a lot of commands and operations, will I be able to understand it? Okay, so let me tell you, we are going to start from very basics, okay, of Linux. If you follow every day regularly and you practice what I tell you to do, you will be, being a developer, you'll be able to do amazing operations work, production grade automation work and operations work. Okay, you'll be able to host highly available and scalable application on the cloud at production level. Okay, not just testing I'm talking about. Okay, that I'm telling you. If you're a developer, you'll have this question, so that's the answer. If you're from the operations background, you'll have a question, oh, there will be scripting, will I be, you know, and I don't know scripting. Do not worry, you don't need to write too many scripts. Okay, DevOps now have a lot of tools and technologies like Ansible for that matter, where there is no programming. There is a language, It's a text language, but it's not a programming. And I'm going to take anyways Bash and Python scripting, so you will have a very good jump start or quick start with programming. Okay, then I'll tell you how you should progress in that. So if you don't know scripting, do not worry, do not panic. We will cover scripting also, and I'll guide you properly. Okay, but all you have to do is just follow my lead. All right, and you'll have the application vProfile to experiment with. You can do a lot of experiments with that. Okay. Yes, can put your question on the chat. Lab.
What about people from testing background?
Oh yeah, you are in a development area. Okay. Testers. So we have development and operation. In development, we consider in development as developers, the coders, the testers. You people are in the development area only. Okay. So testers, still you would be you know how to write test cases, and you have one plus point there. See, everybody would be coming from a different background, and you would be having you know, an experience in that area, and that is going to help in DevOps. For example, someone now just said, I'm a tester. Now, where do I fit? Well, see, you have to integrate testing with DevOps lifecycle, and this is the biggest problem today. Two problems, I'll tell you biggest problems. One is DB deployment, and one is executing software testing. Without executing automated software test cases in your DevOps lifecycle, your DevOps lifecycle is not completed. That's the biggest challenge where most of the people are facing, and we are, by the way, actually creating a course also for that in DevOps Online Hub, where I'll be working with a tester and implementing everything together, which you will enjoy later. It's from, it's going to be like a podcast kind of training. Okay, something very innovative we are coming up with, which will be there in DevOps Online Hub. So see, really doesn't matter from which background you have come. Okay, everyone has you pack your own experience. It will be very helpful in setting up DevOps lifecycle.
Hi Imran, I'm Raju here.
1 second, let me read the questions from the chat. I am
Yeah,
here form in department. What? Depth. Oh, it's like depth. Okay, short. There's too much shortcuts nowadays. Can you show the course content as well? It is already sent to you, or it will be sent to you. You can please read it. It shows course content. Do we get online labs to practice? There's no online lab for practicing. You will set up lab yourself on your systems and on cloud computing, and free of cost. Don't worry. Is vProfile product enough to work in real time? I mean, see, there is never enough. vProfile gives you, I tried to put as many services there, and we're coming up with new product also. But when you go in real time, there could be some different tools or technology or a service. Really doesn't matter too much, because you're not a developer. Your job is to automate that process of implementing that service. Okay, so this will give you a nice ground. Can you please confirm what the labs? Labs, there's no labs. Why do you need really labs? I'm going to show you how you can set up your own labs. You don't need any labs and all from someone else. Around 7 years testing now, I'm planning to switch to my career in techno DevOps, AWS. Where can I fit in DevOps? I think Pradeep, I already answered your question. But see, being a tester, you're very good in
question on this side.
Please let me complete all the questions from the chat. I'm answering Pradeep's question now. What will be your roles and responsibilities of completing the DevOps training? What will be your role after completing the course? Well, after completing the course, you have to implement whatever we learned in your environment. Okay, being a tester, so like you would be now DevOps, not a tester. Okay, once you're done with that, you will work first of all primarily in setting up DevOps lifecycle and integrating your testing automation with DevOps lifecycle. That's going to be your primary work. You'll have a lot of exercises, Padmaraj. Trust me, people don't even do it. But you have to do it, okay? There's so many people who skip those exercises. You'll have a lot of work. The class will be mostly in morning, 8 a.m. IST or 8:15 IST, like that. We'll have classes on Saturday also. Not every Saturday, but some Saturday or most Saturday. Our offline recorded. You will get the recorded videos. I am ERP functional consultant. Yes. Do I still be testing engineer. No, you see, if you want to still be testing engineer, then there is no point in doing that much DevOps in depth. Okay, you can just work with DevOps for some time and then you can work in DevOps field, work with DevOps. But if you're doing this course, then your intention, I probably believe, is to become a DevOps, and you can help much in the testing area, test to the testers. Okay, I have US experience SaaS. Is it suitable for me? See, I'm not gonna say whether anything is suitable for you. Okay, if you people have this question, I'm from this background, is DevOps is suitable for me? No, I am not anyone to decide or judge. Okay, you have to make a decision. Are you happy with what you're doing, or how much you're earning? Okay, ask these questions to yourself. See if you are up for the challenge. This is not everyone's work. Okay, you really need to be working hard and practicing a lot. If you are thinking that I have a career, I'm going to do this course and then suddenly my life will change, it's not going to happen, my boy. Okay, you have to work really hard, put a lot of efforts, but all those efforts you put is going to be all worthwhile. There are lots and lots of DevOps jobs, and there are not people who are able to do the work, fill those gap. It's a huge void in the
Yeah,
IT industry.
Imran, sorry to disturb you. What you are saying, that is true. Like it is like nothing will change overnight. That is fine.
Yeah.
But
So let me
yeah, but
complete.
okay,
Let me-
okay, sure,
let me
sure.
complete. I will give you a chance to talk, please. So see, so as I was saying, see, there's a huge void in the IT industry. Okay, people, the IT organization need DevOps, but the problem is people, think like, I will do this course, I'll become DevOps, I'll go for the interview. Okay, it's not going to happen like that. You have to practice. I will guide you. You have to just follow. Okay, the way you ask me the question in the course, I will give you more details. Okay, I will understand, okay, this person is really following, this person is really practicing. Okay, I will help you more. Not only it's going to be restricted till the course. Okay, what you will do after the course, I'll tell you that. Okay, which area you should be working, where you, as per your interest, I'll guide you. Okay, but you have to keep working hard. All right, so it doesn't matter which background you come from. All you need is consistency, you need that passion. Okay, how can this course help? I think I already answered that. I work in mainframe. Yeah, again, I answered that. Terraform is there. Okay, we'll see how we can automatically implement the complete infrastructure for our vProfile app using Terraform. Okay, at the end it will be, hi Imran, I am Linux system administrator, 9 years experience, DevOps good for me. It's perfect for you. How much of percent of market has moved to of DevOps? Oh, statistics we'll talk in the next class when we start. Okay, not moved. See, 85% of this, it's the market which are too much interested in DevOps, but not everyone has moved. The problem is only manpower. Okay, the biggest problem is manpower. When I'm personally hiring people, they say they put a lot of in their resume. When I ask them question, they mostly fail in the process area. Okay, they'll tell about some tools, that this is the tool that I do and I'm DevOps. Doesn't work out that way. Okay, how about the work culture? Does it have shift culture? See, one more important thing, everyone. See, there are a lot of jobs in the market which says DevOps, but they're actually not. A real DevOps job is going to be the way I told you. You would be working in agile team, working with them. Okay, you'll be part of that team. And agile and this development and testing, all this doesn't happen in shift. Okay, they work in daytime. If they hire you as a DevOps, or if you're hearing someone that you are being hired as DevOps and you'll have shifts, then boy, they're not hiring DevOps, they're hiring either a system admin or a monitoring guy. Okay, where you have to monitor. Okay, watch the dashboard, something is failing and passing, then escalate the issue. That's not DevOps. There are so many fake DevOps jobs in the industry. You will understand that when you do the course. You'll understand in interview is asking you question, you'll understand that what kind of job it is. They will tell it's a DevOps, but you would be doing operations or monitoring work. Okay, I understand that question. So put the question in the public. Achutya, it's a nice question. If you're working in shift, probably you have landed in a wrong job. I'm saying probably, okay, most of the times. Have the same link we need to join every day. You will get the link, okay. Any certifications in DevOps? See, certification, there is no certification for DevOps. Red Hat is giving one architect DevOps certification, but that is again consists of 5 more certification and plus 2 dependent certification to total 7 certificates. It's very long duration, very expensive. That's the only technical DevOps certification. Apart from that, there is AWS DevOps, but that is all about AWS services. But interesting, if you're working purely on AWS, I'm doing that now currently. Apart from that, whatever other certificates you have are all fake. I'm saying it with full responsibility, okay? What they tell you, man, really. There's some institute they give, where you do the course. Even I can give you the certificate. What's the big deal? But is my certificate really valid? So beware, okay? There are only 2 as of now, 2 organization. This one more that's coming as CloudBees also, where you actually have DevOps related certificate, AWS DevOps and Red Hat DevOps Architect. Okay, Red Hat DevOps Architect certification is very expensive and very long duration. Okay, but it holds too much water in the market. I'm Subudhir, interested to do real-time project. How much of the person market has moved to DevOps? How about the culture? I hope timing are fixed and not delayed and extended. What does that even mean? How long the regular class duration? How long the regular class duration? So the class duration is going to be 1 hour to 1.5 hours. Okay, and the classes will be in weekend also sometimes. Sometimes we'll have 2 hours of weekend session, long sessions also. No, when the class starts, that will be conveyed to you through email or through calls. Probably it may take 1 week or so just to gather all the information and connect with everyone. And we have this is as a free batch, so there's a lot of coordination that needs to be done. So it's going to take more than a week time to start the class. Demo is super and clear. Oh, thank you. And can I expect all the classes like this cool means? No, it could be much more cooler actually, but I am fasting, so I was not like in my full passion. Sorry for that. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. All right, it's gonna be amazing. Right, you can check with previous people. We enjoy a lot. I mean, like if you enjoy, I enjoy. All right, I put a lot of questions also. Is there a YouTube video posted about of my demo? I don't know. Like Windows Server Administrator and all server are on AWS. I have some idea about AWS, and we have a DevOps team who manages the AWS and all Linux machines through the automation. Lately, they are into Kubernetes containers. Wow, nice. I understand DevOps, and I like the way you explain the concept. It's much practical. And I spoke to the instrument. Man, this is such a long. I spoke and they promised me your online lessons on every evening, which is supposed to start 10th May 8 p.m. No, it's not yet confirmed that date and time. Okay, evening as in IST. Oh, you said IST. Yeah, that is not confirmed. It's not going to happen at least uh, 20 30 days, 20 days, 20 25 days, because Ramzan fasting and all. So that's why actually, because of Ramzan fasting, things are getting delayed. And plus we have lot many people who are giving the requirement of different timings, so it's getting little difficult for my team to segregate things properly. No, it's not about fees, man. It's about, see, this is anyways a free batch. You purchase the portal and you can subscribe for my class. Okay, so there's no extra money and all we need, okay, from you. So that's fine. I can give the resume guidance. Yeah, I have a lot of sample resumes. I used to take placement batches also previously, so which will be sent to you. Oh, that remind me of a batch that I completed. Yeah, so I'll give you some resumes, 4-5 resumes. You can take those resumes, and from that you can create your own resume. It is from EDX Python from MIT, like Massachusetts Institute. edx.org, there are real courses from MIT, Berkeley, and big universities. It was a nice course. I got this link. And hey, certification, if you don't get too much obsessed with the certification, because I do certification, I have a reason. I'm a consultant, I'm a trainer, so I need to show the certificates, like really that I'm a professional. In real world, if you get a chance to do the certification, do it, but don't get too much obsessed with the certification. Everything falls down to the interview. Okay, if you're good in the interview, everything works out fine. But doing few certification is always better, like RHC, AWS, SysOps or AWS SysOps is good, RHC is good, okay, which actually tells us that, you know, this guy has some Linux and cloud knowledge, okay. So Harish, you have to send an email to Visualpath, or you can put your email in the chat. People will connect with you, okay. I have decided to join, looking forward for next class. Yes, thank you. Which year onwards company has started using DevOps? Oh, see, DevOps actually is Flickr is the first organization who actually implemented DevOps in 2009 or 10 around. And Patrick DeBois is the first person who actually have gone on the stage in Agile conference and explained people that it's highly important that you have to integrate development and operations team. That was actually the first time when someone talked about something like DevOps. Then Flickr organization implemented DevOps, and they were able to do more than 10 plus deployments a day, which was like a distance dream that time. It's like in 2009 and 10, okay, 2009 late. And these people, Flickr organization, these people also have again gone on stage in a conference and explained how they did it with combining development and operations team together. And it was international conference, so the word travels faster, and then different organization, different levels started adopting. Me being working in DevOps was in 2012. Okay, in 2013 actually, should I say, to be specific, 2013 and all, working with different team and automating things and all. That's the start for me. We'll be given the classes that were recorded earlier, so we can do course on fast track. Yeah, if you wish, you can do that, but if you're not able to follow, don't rush. Okay, rushing is not going to help you in any ways. Can we reach you personally if you have any questions? You can talk to me in the class. You can put the questions on the Facebook group. It's not gonna be exactly 8 a.m. It's gonna be probably 8:15 a.m. because I already have a batch at 7 a.m. So I keep a 15-minute gap between two batch. So, and that will be the only time actually. We can expect any real-time project for practice. I told about vProfile, right? So you can use that. You will get the recorded session. It's going to be in your DevOps online hub. You'll have a different link also where you can access the recorded session from anywhere. Okay, you just need a internet and a device, phone or laptop. You can access your recorded session anywhere. Sorry, man. I told you I have to keep a gap of 15 minutes, so cannot start at 8 a.m. Okay, let's see if the other batch I have to like start at like 6:45. Okay, so even I would like to complete by like by 9 or 9:15, 9:30 max, but things gets delayed. So we have great AWS SysOps. Our main coverage of the AWS is AWS SysOps only. Okay, but we are not preparing you for certification. We are preparing you for real-time work and for the interview related things, right? So when you do the real-time work, you can answer in the interview. It's not for the certification. If you're looking for AWS SysOps certification, then after the course, you can join a SysOps certification course online or anywhere where they'll just talk about the exam questions. Okay, that will be better. But this is going to give you more real time. Okay. Oh, you can do this Python certification from edx.org. There is MIT. There are actually many now on EDS. When I did, it was like in 2012 or 13 that time. So that time I did it from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. John Guttak is, I think, the trainer. I forgot the name. I think that's the one. And if you pay some money, the course you can evaluate for free, but if you pay money, you get this valid certificate also that you can show off, right? But there are more now on EDX. Okay, it's actually time bound. It start at particular time and then end at particular time. You have to submit the project every week, exercise every week. Then at the end there will be a final exam where you have to submit some projects also. So it's going to be really very involving course. Okay, but will really give you good Python experience. It's for programmers actually, and there is actually series. There are a lot many you can check on EDX. All right. Hey, it's 10:42 and I think now
I
done.
have a question.
Yeah. Yes, you had a
Imran.
question. Yes.
Yeah. So the V profile, what I have seen that you have shown already. So there are you going to cover the logging, I mean monitoring as well? And one more question is, in the queuing side, we can see the RabbitMQ, but we have in the market ActiveMQ, IBMMQ, and so on. While
Whatever
giving
you
this
want, you can implement.
RabbitMQ in detail, yeah. So
See,
are you going to brief about the other?
No. See, you are missing the point, my boy. This is not a system admin course or a development course. It's a DevOps course. We are using that product to understand. We are not developing that product. Okay, so I'm not going to teach you ActiveMQ, RabbitMQ, queuing and caching and all of that. I'll just show you when in a project, if you have services like that, how you're going to implement it. Okay. And one
Okay.
more question you asked, what was your first question?
Monitoring side, are you covering the ELK dashboard?
Let me make this clear to everyone. We are not doing monitoring. Okay, there will be AWS CloudWatch service. Through that we'll understand what is monitoring, and we will see how we can set up monitoring on our cloud services. That's going to be it. Okay, we are not going to be doing monitoring and system administration work. I mean, like, we're doing a lot of system administration work and automation of that, but this course is DevOps. You have to understand this. Okay,
Yeah, in the market, other than the CloudWatch, we have the Datadog, we have the Kibana dashboards. So in that aspect, I'm just asking. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm telling you. This is DevOps course and not monitoring course. See, people tend to integrate things that they know, right? Nagios,
Yeah.
think it's gonna be done in 2 to 3 days. It needs minimum 2 weeks. Okay, for me to do the complete Nagios monitoring course. If I show you this is how you can implement the server, this is how you can run the test, there's no point in doing it. Okay, and it's not required too much. Okay, if you are not sucked into a monitoring job, then this is more than enough for you. But if you're sucked into monitoring job, then you need to learn monitoring, and that's out of the scope of the course.
Okay.
Imran,
That's
Pradeep
all.
here.
Thank you.
So in my organization, they are using Terraform to build the infrastructure where I'm struggling a lot. So this course is going to help me.
Okay, let me ask you, why are you really struggling? Let's find out. So they're using Terraform to implement,
To build
it
the
on
infrastructure
AWS.
in AWS. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do you know AWS?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Do you know scripting?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you're failing in understanding the code. See, Terraform is one of the most easiest cloud automation tool I've seen in my career. And I'm saying it's easy, the reason is because I have a background, right?
All right. Yep.
I know scripting, and Terraform is not at all programming. Terraform is template. It's JSON template. Okay.
Yes.
So if you know programming, data types, strings, hash, arrays, tuples, dictionaries, and then if you understand conditions, loops, variables, this concept, if you understand, then you can just read the Terraform documentation and write Terraform code, and that to amazing automation code. Okay. So so this course is more about, training your brain to become a DevOps yourself, become an independent person. I will take Terraform 2 to 3 days of session, and but by the time you'd be already knowing the scripting, you'd be knowing the AWS, you'll be knowing the infrastructure automation. When
All
I
right.
discuss
Okay,
Terraform,
that sounds good. Yeah,
very
it
easy for
it
you to
actually
understand.
answered my questions. Yeah. No worries then. So if everything that you're gonna teach me before gonna help me in understanding Terraform, then that is perfect. Okay,
Exactly.
I can get along.
So that's how the course will be, because if I directly take you to Jenkins, you'll be like, what is this, right? But Jenkins is one of the easiest tool. But then you have to know the version control system. You need to know the Java, the build, how to build the Java code. You need to know, how to implement the systems and servers. Then if I start Jenkins, it will be very easy for you. So this course will be like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
get
train
it.
you
Yeah.
on the basics and then you advance further. So first 1 month people is gonna be mostly basics work. Okay, very basic, but again very nice sessions. Okay, the next
All right.
month is gonna be more on the advanced side.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, Imran. Gaurav
Yes.
this side. Yeah, thanks for the session. It's really nice, like you explained about DevOps.
Thank you.
Thanks for it. I have one question. See, if someone is like, I am into someone is like using Workday or SAP, which is moreover software as a service, so there will not be much of coding and deployment and all that. There will be configuration only. So how
Right.
can it help DevOps? How I can relate with
Not really.
DevOps? Yeah.
To be very frank, not really. See, the thing
Okay.
is, if there is something hyped in the market, people try to relate it with everything. Like,
Yes.
DevOps,
Exactly.
DevOps solves what problem I explained you. Now, if you take big data, yes, you will
Yeah.
be having some coding and patching in big data, but that can be achieved. Yes, we can implement DevOps, but not as like a full-fledged one. If you talk about
Mm-hmm.
SAP or if you talk about any SaaS, especially SaaS
Exactly.
services, there is no use of DevOps, to be very frank.
Exactly. That's what I want to. Okay.
Yeah, SaaS
Okay.
services are already ready-made services, man. They're already
Exactly.
really DevOps backend. You're just using
Ha
their
ha ha.
interface and using their technology. What more automation can you do there?
Yes. Because
Right.
I see DevOps is an methodology, I believe, moreover,
Yes.
while
Yes.
designing a product will help,
Exactly.
right?
When
New
in the
product.
beginning itself, in the beginning of the product
Okay.
itself. But
Uh,
see, later also you can implement DevOps, but that's going to be it's going to be huge
actually,
problem. DevOps is
exactly.
mostly in the beginning of a,
Exactly.
project
Exactly. Okay.
right now.
Okay. Sure. Thank you. Thanks.
Right. I have completed RHCA, RHCE Linux certification. Does that help me? It helps you very much, Nirosha, very much. Okay. RHCE is a very much, what do you say, acknowledged, recommended certificate in IT industry. See, in DevOps, we would be doing a lot of automation work, but first of all, you should know how to do things manually to automate it. And if you have to automate a DB deployment and you don't know how to do it manually, then what really are you going to automate? Right? So RSC certification, this Linux related, will make you aware about the operations work more. You know how to do things manually, and then you will decide how to automate that vault tool and technology. Okay. Indian companies started using DevOps. See, man, there is not really Indian companies and US companies and UK company nowadays. Okay, it's a global world. Being Indian company, we're working for the US project, UK project, Australian project, Singapore project. Okay, or being the US company, they'll be working for other world projects. So it's a plain market field now. It's not India market and US market now. Okay, so the only difference is in the Silicon Valley, the things get started most of the time, right? In the Silicon Valley, in the international conferences and all the things get started, and then huge organizations who have like genius minds, like Google, Cisco, Microsoft, right? Amazon. These organizations start adopting these tools and technology, and then when they are successful, then smaller organizations start adopting it. Okay, so these organizations are mostly their headquarters at the US Silicon Valley, that places, so that's where it start. But otherwise it's anyways a plain market now. Okay, plain field, right? So as US started, that time India also started. Okay, I have knowledge in Linux and present I'm working on SAP, please. So it suits me. Same question again. Either it suits you or not, that depends when you're going to swallow it. Okay, you're good in Linux, it's gonna work good for you. You don't know scripting, that is fine. Okay, you're going to learn scripting and learn the automation here, but you have to think about switching to it. I had a lot of SAP students previously, and they're doing great in DevOps now. Okay, but they worked very hard, trust me. Okay, the people who are working at great places, they worked very hard. That's, I can tell you from my own experience of my students, okay, who are very dedicated. They are leading the projects now, designing the DevOps projects, really proud of them. Okay, but they worked really hard. I just told them what they have to do, they did everything. Okay, so like that, doesn't matter which background you come from. Okay, if you are going to involve yourself completely, surrender totally to it, then it's not only suits you, you can excel into it. Okay, you can master it. All right. All right, my throat is totally dried now. Okay, I have the complete day to go. All right, so yeah, because I'm fasting. All right, so I'll see you when the next class starts. Okay, you have any question, you can send the email. They forward the email to me. Yes, Kubernetes is covered in detail. Okay, so thank you for attending the session. I hope you join, and please talk about the DevOps Online Hub product to your friends. Okay, this is the last time where they're going to get a free session. After this one, there won't be any free sessions. Okay, if we have more people, we're going to divide this free session into 2 to 3 batches. Okay, so the great courses over there on DevOps Online Hub. Right? I wish you all the best in learning. See you later. Okay, bye bye. Have a good day.
So one last question before you close. Hello.
Yeah, I was about to close it. Fine, ask.
Yeah, I have one small query. Can we does application like the companies use TFS with Jenkins?
See,
Like
TFS
because
is
our
anyway.
company is in the,
Yeah, see, Jenkins can
yeah,
be
okay, but
integrated with any tool nowadays today. Okay, so TFS is anyways is going to build and deploy. So why do you need again one more Jenkins? If you're using Jenkins as a centralized tool in your organization, then Jenkins is doing some other work like probably code analysis and some bug fixes and some other. Then it makes sense to integrate Jenkins with TFS. But if your idea is just to build and deploy, okay, TFS, then you don't need Jenkins. Okay, so it really depends on what all you're doing with Jenkins, that you have to understand first.
because my company is now transforming into complete DevOps, so
Mhm.
it was like we are trying to
So
upgrade
probably
ourselves as
you
well.
are doing transition. So in transition phases, it integrate. Yes, then it's fine. It's totally fine. So slowly you will be migrating from TFS to Jenkins. Now, whatever you do in TFS can be done in Jenkins and more than that. So if you're doing a transition, then integration will be done slowly, then half things will be migrated to Jenkins, and then everything migrated to Jenkins, then you can take out TFS, because TFS you need to pay a lot of money, man. Okay, I don't feel it. You can use Jenkins and do the same work easily, and sorry, not easily, but much more better things you can do. Excuse me.
So finally, you're saying like TFS. I mean, we can continue with the TFS. All the
Sorry.
features that we finally you're saying like the bottom line is whatever the TFS is performing is up to the mark. There's nothing that traditional Jenkins can help here, right?
Yeah, in a way. Again, see, that's what I'm telling you. You have to see what all Jenkins are doing. TFS is can build code analysis and deploy, right? But Jenkins can do more than that things. Jenkins gets integrated with other tools also, like you can get integrated with Ansible, Puppet, Chef, AWS, other tools and technologies also, right? So if
Okay.
we have such kind of
Yeah.
use cases, then it makes sense of integrating TFS with Jenkins. Integration only for integration purpose. But if your work is build and deploy, then TFS, you just need TFS. You don't need Jenkins. So it depends on what work you're doing. That is again an
Okay. Got
organizational
it.
question. So I can't really completely answer that. Okay, but that's how what you get now, right? Um, Fine then. See you then later. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good day and night.